Okay, we're going to read the book Stellaluna, and I want you to look for a few things. We're going to look for examples of fantasy and examples of reality in this book because there are both things. And also, we're going to think about what lesson can we learn from this book. Because sometimes authors put together reality and fantasy in a book to help us understand the characters so that we can learn something. Okay? So let's read. And let's look for our vocabulary as we read. In a warm and sultry forest, far, far away, there once lived a mother fruit bat and her new baby. Can you just pretend someone's here in a hot, sultry forest? Okay. Oh, how Mother Bat loved her soft, tiny baby. I'll name you Stellaluna, she crooned. Croon kind of means to sing a little bit. So how can somebody give me an example? You want to raise your hand? Of how maybe the mother bat said that? Yes? Exactly. Kind of like in a singing voice. Very good. Okay. Each night, Mother Bat would carry Stellaluna clutched to her breast as she flew out to search for food. So this is how she carried Stellaluna. One night, as Mother Bat followed the heavy scent of ripe fruit. Can you imagine the scent of a piece of fruit? An owl spied her. On silent wings, the powerful bird swooped down upon the bat. Okay? So what if imagine if you were a bat and an owl swooped down, what would you do? One of our vocabulary. What would you do? Larry? You would dodge. She started dodging and shrieking. Who remembers what shrieking means? Hey, Mother Bat tried to escape, but the owl struck again and again, knocking Stellaluna into the air. Her baby wings were as limp and useless as wet paper. Can you imagine wet paper? Imagine you're flying, use your strong wings, and then all of a sudden you're falling and your wings become limp. Okay? And useless as wet paper. Down, down, down she went, faster and faster into the forest below. You can find an example of fantasy that we've read so far. You can find an example of fantasy. Matthew?
The bats can like talk.
Okay, we have bats talking and crooning. Very good. An example of reality. Federico?
Owls.
Okay, owls attack. All right. Owls attack and eat bats. Very good. The dark, leafy tangle of branches caught Stellaluna as she fell. One twig was small enough for Stellaluna's tiny feet. Wrapping her wings about her, she clutched the thin branch trembling. Can you tremble with fear? With cold and fear. Mother! Stellaluna squeaked. Where are you? By daybreak, the baby bat could hold on no longer. Down, down, down she dropped. You read this one? Plump! Stellaluna landed headfirst into a soft, downy nest, startling the three baby birds. Stellaluna quickly clambered from the nest and hung out of sight below it. Can you imagine Stellaluna clambering into the nest? She listened to the babble of the three birds.
What was that?
Cried Flap. I don't know, but it's hanging by its feet. Chirped Flitter. Shh. Here comes Mama. Very good. Many, many times that day, Mama Bird flew away, always returning with food for her baby. Stellaluna was terribly hungry. But not for the crawly things that Mama Bird brought. Finally, though, the little bat could bear it no longer. She climbed into the nest, closed her eyes, and opened her mouth. Plop, in dropped a big green grasshopper. Now, we talked about how bats usually eat insects. Well, who can raise their hand and tell me what does this like to eat? Okay? Fruit. So, she doesn't like those insects that they're feeding. Stellaluna learned to be like the bird. She stayed awake all day and slept at night. Ignacio, was that what you told us about?
Yes.
She stayed awake all day and slept at night?
No.
No. That's what birds do, not that.
Yes, but like they sleep at
Yes.
night. But why he sleep at night and
Because who is she with?
with the baby?
Yeah. She ate bugs even though they tasted awful. Her bat legs were quickly disappearing, except for one thing. Stellaluna still liked to sleep hanging by her feet. Once when Mama was away, the curious baby bird decided to try it too. When Mama bird came home, she saw 8 tiny feet gripping the edge of the nest. Hey, she cried, get back up there this instant. You're all going to fall and break your neck. Okay, so what's an example of fantasy that we just read? Bernie?
You think that the birds could not like attack hang from their feet, and bats cannot wake up at the day.
Okay, birds hanging from their feet. Birds hanging from feet is fantasy though.
Yes.
And bats awake. Alright, very good. The birds clambered back into the nest, but Mama bird stopped Stellaluna. You are teaching my children to do bad things. I will not let you get back into this nest until you promise to obey all the rules of this house. Stellaluna promised. She ate bugs without making faces. She slept in the nest at night, and she didn't hang by her feet. Stellaluna behaved as a good bird should. All the babies grew quickly. Soon the nest became crowded. Mama bird told them it was time to learn to fly. One by one, Pip, Flitter, Flap, and Stellaluna jumped from the nest. Their wings worked! I'm just like them, thought Stellaluna. I can fly too. Pip, Flitter, and Flap landed gracefully on a branch. Stellaluna tried to do the same. How embarrassing. What happened when she tried to land on the branch?
They can't stand on the branch. No,
I will fly all day, Stellaluna told herself. Then no one will see how clumsy I am. What does clumsy mean? Raise your hand. What does clumsy mean, Robin?
Difficult to move.
Difficult to move, yeah. Difficult for her to land on a branch. Whoop. The next day, Pip, Flitter, Flap, and Stellaluna went flying far from home. They flew for hours, exercising their new wings. The sun is setting, warned Flitter. We had better go home or we'll get lost in the dark, said Flap. But Stellaluna had flown far ahead and was nowhere to be seen. The 3 anxious birds went home without her. All alone, Stellaluna flew and flew until her wings ached. They hurt, and she dropped into a tree. I promised not to hang by my feet, Stellaluna sighed. So she hung by her thumbs, and she soon fell asleep. She didn't hear the soft sound of wings coming near her. Hey, said a loud voice. Why are you hanging upside down? Stellaluna's eyes opened wide. She saw a most peculiar face. I'm not upside down. You are, Stellaluna said. Oh, but you're a bat. Bats hang by their feet. You are hanging by your thumb, so that makes you upside down, the creature said. I'm a bat. I'm hanging by my feet. That makes me right side up. Stellaluna was confused. Mama bird told me that I was upside down. She said that I was wrong. Wrong for a bird maybe, but not for a bat. More bats gathered around to see the strange young bat who behaved like a bird. Stellaluna told them her story. You ate bugs? Started one. You slept at night? Gasped another. How very strange, they all murmured. Wait. Look at me. Look at this child. A bat pushed through the clouds. An owl attacked you? She asked. Sniffing Stellaluna's fur, she whispered. Oh, Stellaluna. You're my baby. Who is it? You escaped the owl, cried Stellaluna. You survived? Yes, said Mother Bat as she wrapped her wings around Stellaluna. Come with me, and I'll show you where to find the most delicious fruit. You'll never have to eat another bug as long as you live. We found her mama. But it's nighttime, Stellaluna squeaked. We can't fly in the dark or we will crash into trees. We're bats, said Mother Bat. We can see in the darkness. Come with us. Stellaluna was afraid, but she let go of the tree and dropped into the deep blue sky. Stellaluna could see. She felt as though rays of light shone from her eyes. She was able to see everything in her path. Soon the bat found a mango tree, and Stellaluna ate as much of the fruit as she could hold. I'll never eat another bug as long as I live, cheered Stellaluna as she stuffed herself full. I must tell Pip, Flitter, and Flap. The next day, Stellaluna went to visit the birds. Come with me and meet my bat family, said Stellaluna. Okay, let's go, agreed Pip. They hang by their feet and they fly at night. And they eat the best food in the world, Stellaluna explained to the birds on the way. As the birds flew among the bats, Flap said, I feel upside down here. So the birds hung by their feet. Wait till dark, Stellaluna said excitedly. We will fly at night. Look at the birds. They like bats. Do you think this will really happen?
Yeah.
When night came, Stellaluna flew away. Pip, Flitter, and Flap leapt from the tree to follow her. I can't see a thing, said Pip. Why can't the birds see anything?
Because there's no bats.
There are no bats in this night. Neither can I, howled Flitter. Hi, shrieked Flap. They're going to crash, gasped Stellaluna. I must rescue them. Stellaluna swooped about, grabbing her friends in the air. She lifted them to a tree, and the birds grasped the branch. Stellaluna hung from the limb above them. We're safe, said Stellaluna. Then she sighed. I wish you could see in the dark, too. We wish that you could land on your feet, Flitter replied. Pip and Flap nodded. Okay, listen to this very carefully. They perched in silence for a long time, so there's the birds and the bats together. They said, how can we be so different and feel so much alike? Said Flitter. And how can we feel so different and be so much alike? Wondered Pip. I think this is quite a mystery, Flap chirped. I agree, said Stellaluna. But we're friends, and that's the fact. Okay.
Yeah.
So do you see how in the book that the author used fantasy and reality to make a really interesting story, to make us feel like we could be friends with the characters. But we also learned a little bit of a lesson. What do you think you could learn from this book? What could you learn from this book? Jose Ignacio?
That it doesn't matter if you're different of others.
Right, you can still be friends with somebody that's different. Ignacio?
That Stellaluna, Stellaluna can be friends. Like everybody can be friends with anybody because like everybody has something different, but they are the same.
Yep. Did they learn things from each other?
Yeah.
Okay, so we can learn something very interesting from this book about birds and bats. Okay, the next thing I would like you to do is I would like you to complete the worksheets. The instructions are on the top, and it says that you need to read these things, different things that happen in the book Stellaluna, and you need to decide which are fantasy and which are reality. The ones that are examples of reality, you write over here. So you pick, and the ones that are examples of fantasy, you write over here. Okay? And then at the bottom, you need to write, what lesson can we learn from Stellaluna? There's a few different things that you can write that we talked about down there. Okay? So you need to decide what is reality, what is fantasy. Write the things here, and then we need to write the lesson that we learned on the bottom.